Okay, here we are together. Your body is obviously in need of some stretching and just some release. Maybe this is even just some time for yourself that you're carving out for you. Maybe you don't feel like a workout today, or it's been a few intense sessions and you're just ready to show your body some love in some other ways. So we are going to complete a 30-minute full body stretch together. And my hope is that after this 30 minutes, you feel more amazing than you do right now. So I just want you to check in with yourself before we get started. How are you feeling? What's going on? Just take a moment. Maybe you close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, just check in with your body. And we're gonna get started laying down today. So if you have a mat, I would highly recommend laying that out. If you are somewhere without a mat or you just don't have one, laying out maybe a towel or a few cushions just to make the environment a little bit more comfy for you. We're gonna start on our backs today, so laying down. And I did ask you to check in with how you're feeling, but we're gonna do that again now. So just laying down, letting your legs fall wherever they're falling, letting your hands relax on the mat, closing your eyes, and just taking a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. So we're going to start with a full body scan, just so that maybe if there is something that's a little bit tight, a little bit tender, and that we're not aware of it, we can just bring some attention to it. So you can place your hands on your belly for now, just see if you can feel that rise and fall of the breath. And while you do this, I just want you to move those ankles around a little bit. So wiggle those toes, moving those ankles, maybe you go side to side. Maybe you point your toes and then you bring them to face your nose. Just checking in with how that part of your body feels. And then one at a time, I just want you to get some movement into those knees. So maybe you're bending one at a time. Maybe you're going side to side here again. There's no right or wrong, so just doing what feels best for that part of your body. So anything below the knees now is what we're just trying to bring some attention to. Good, now we're coming to the front of the legs. So we don't need to do anything drastic just yet. I just want you to think if you can squeeze. So we sort of want to turn that muscle on and then relax it. So these are our quads. So squeeze those quads and then relax. Just paying attention to how that muscle feels, what other parts of the body are responding when you do that squeeze. Often our glutes come into it and get engaged. So just see what you can do here with your quads. See if you can just, even if it's one at a time, squeeze, squeeze, and release. A few more. Good. Just at your own pace now, squeezing and releasing. And again, if you like, you can take some side-by-sides now. Just bringing some awareness to that whole lower body, below the hips. Good, we're gonna move into the back of the leg now. So your right leg is going to lift up in the air. Again, we're not going to go too intense here. I just want you to see if you can get that leg relatively straight. And we're now into the back of the leg. So the closer you pull that towards you, I just want you to see if you can feel that stretch in the back of the leg. And just paying attention to how that hamstring is feeling today. So maybe you even want to give it a little bit of a massage. Maybe we're going side to side again. Maybe we're bending that leg and straightening it. Whatever feels nice for you. This one is all about paying attention to what your body needs the most and giving it that extra love. Go ahead, put that right leg down on the ground. You're going to lift your left leg now. So just starting to see if you can straighten it. Maybe you're grabbing onto that hamstring, relaxing the rest of the body. You might want to get some bending going, some straightening, maybe some pulling, or maybe some massaging, whatever feels best. If you're not feeling it in the back of the leg there, just make sure your toe is pointing towards your nose. Good. And then when you're ready, lowering that back down. You're going to come with your legs bent now. We're going to get into this glute and a little bit of the lower back. So just some really gentle lifts. And as you're lifting, I just want you to squeeze those butt cheeks together. So if the lower back is sore, I want these just to be really gentle, really light, really little. If you're feeling like you've got quite a bit of mobility in you today, you want to go for a bigger range of motion, I want a big lift to happen here. You can pause, you can rock side to side, just checking in with how that part of the body feels. Good. And then when you're ready, both legs up. You're going to grab just underneath the knee and you're just going to give it a big squeeze. If you like to get a little bit more into that spine, you're going to rock side to side. We're still here just checking in with the body. No judgment, just noticing. Some movement through that hips now. Maybe you're moving one knee at a time. Maybe you're opening up those knees, closing them. Again, there's no real right or wrong. Just when I ask you to get into those hips, perhaps listening to what your body wants to do to get there. Awesome. Into the upper body now. So arms are going to extend up overhead. Just like the lower body, we're really gentle here, so we're not trying to get deep into any intense stretches just yet. I just want those arms up. You can clasp your fingers together if you like. And then just trying to do a full body stretch with that upper body. So as if your hands are being gently pulled upwards. That's what we're going for. Good. And then while your hands are still clasped together, or if they're not, just put them together, so linking your fingers. And then from here, we're just going to lift up to be equal with the chest, so directly above that chest. And then I just want you to try and get into the shoulder blades. So you're trying to lift off the ground, and you're trying to spread those shoulder blades apart. Create a bit of space in that back. If we sit a lot during the day and we're having some issues with our posture, this one's going to likely feel really nice. So I want you to think about trying to get your knuckles as close to the ceiling or the sky as possible. And just taking these last few moments, maybe your head starts to go now into that neck, just to check in with your entire body. If it feels nice for you to let those feet go out, please do so. Maybe the arms go back overhead. You do you here for this last little bit before we get into our stretches. Last few deep breaths. And just trying to keep those deep breaths happening throughout the mobility session today. So if at any point something's feeling really tight, or a bit uncomfortable, nothing should be hurting, so no pain here, but if something's feeling a bit uncomfortable, often we can use our breath to work our way through it. But if at any point anything is hurting, please stop. Good, all right, so here we go. We're gonna start into our mobility session now. We've checked in with the body, we've loosened everything up a little bit. So you're just gonna start by bringing your right knee up towards your chest. We are gonna grab underneath that knee, and I want you to give it a nice big pull towards your armpit. So we don't want to go in the middle of the chest here. We're not giving any of those internal organs any space that way. So big pull underneath the armpit. And then when you've got that, I want you to start to bring some movement into your ankle. You can go both ways with the ankle. Just thinking about making some circles. But don't let go of that tension underneath your knee. You want to keep that on. Keep pulling. So we're into the glute here, stretching through the lower back as well. Of course, into the ankles or the Achilles, all those little tendons surrounding the ankle. With that little bit of movement, we're also into the calf. It's just a beautiful lower body stretch here, one side. The reason we're going to do the other leg after this and not both legs at the same time is if we do have any sort of imbalance happening, this is going to help work that out. Good. Last little bit here. 3, 2, 1. Before we do go to the other side, you're going to grab with your left hand that right leg and you're going to pull it over across your body. We're trying to get the knee as close to the ground as you can. So this is your first option. If the knee is looking something a little bit more like this today, that is totally fine. Just meet your body where it's at. With every exhale, try and get it closer to the ground. Now if you'd like a bit more into the upper body, you're going to try and get that right hand back behind you and look over your right shoulder. Remember to take those deep breaths. We're not here for too long, then we'll go to the other side. Good. 3, 2, 1. You can help yourself with your hand. Come back to the mat, and I'd like you to move just nice and gently to get into the other side. So however long it takes you, you might want to even work out those hips a little bit before you go into the next one. Just being really gentle with your body here. When you're ready though, underneath that left knee now, and you know the deal. We're pulling it towards that left armpit. And then once you've got that nice pull, you feel lots of tension through that, you want to then move into the ankle. So again, we're into the glute, so our butt cheek. Nice stretching through that lower back as well. And then with this ankle movement, into the calf, Achilles. Don't forget to keep that tension on though, on that leg. That's the most important part. Keep taking those deep breaths. And just being really proud of yourself. You're already a ways into this now. Just being proud of yourself for carving out this time. This is going to help your recovery. So it's going to help those muscles repair and grow back stronger. It's also, these sorts of moves are going to help your actual workouts themselves. So perhaps you go deeper into a squat. Maybe you're starting to squat without some pain. That's what we're here for. Last chance here for a big pull before we cross over the body. And then when you're ready, however you need to get there, your left is now crossing over. You can use your right hand to pull that down. And then if you want a little bit extra today, you're bringing that left hand to the ground at the same time. So spinal twist here. With every exhale, get that deeper stretch with that twist. Trying to breathe nice and deep into that belly still. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, now heel long just like the other side. Last few moments. Try and get that knee to the ground if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Unfolding out of that. If you like, you can take some side to sides with the knees, just releasing those hips. And we're going to go into the hamstrings now, so the back of our legs. If you know happy baby, feel free to go there. Otherwise, I'll help you to get into that position. So what we're focusing on here is we want to use our hands to grab the outside of the feet. So outside of the feet, your arms are coming on the inside of your knees. So you might need to lift a little bit to get in there. If this is more realistic for you today, please do that. Otherwise, grabbing those feet, and then you relax your upper body on the ground completely. And now here's the fun part. I want you to imagine your feet are walking on the roof or the sky above you. So we don't want them angled like this. We're not walking along like this. We are flat foot. And then you're actually pulling down with your hands. The hands are not just there for fun. So you're pulling down on those hands. So those knees are towards the armpit again. And then if you want, you can rock your baby side to side. Only if you feel like a little bit of movement for that spine. Keep taking those deep breaths. Keep pulling down. We're not just sort of relaxing here. It's not helping you at all. This is where we want to be. This is helping your mobility. This is helping strengthen, lengthen those muscles. Good. Not here much longer. Check out those feet. Make sure they haven't crept forward into a toe position. Keep driving those heels upwards while you pull down. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. You can release that slowly. We're going to come up to a seated position when you're ready. And what we are going to do is go straight into a hamstring stretch again. So the happy baby is working those hamstrings. This one, however, is going to just be a little bit more intensified because we're going to do a single side each. And so you're going to bring one foot nice and close into your body. And now here's where it's totally up to you how you do this. You can slide down your leg, trying to reach for those toes, or you can just go from here, straight reaching, whatever feels better for you today. The main thing is, if we're not touching our toes, which is all good, that we are holding on to something and that those toes are pointing towards our nose. So I'll give you a second to get there. Taking those deep breaths to try and get a little bit more into that stretch. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your neck. No need to hold tension in your shoulders. So we should be feeling this in the back of that leg, the back of the extended leg. If not, this leg needs to go straighter and these toes need to point more towards your nose. Not here for much longer, so last chance. If you can, sink over a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Great job. We are going to go straight to the other side. So a hamstring stretch again, left side now, or whichever side you haven't done. So remembering your options to get down into it. Main thing is toes to nose. I know I sound like a broken record, but again, that stretch is just not super helpful if that angle isn't happening. So taking some of those deep breaths. Maybe you close your eyes here to help relax your jaw, relax your tongue. If there's other stuff going on around you, just try for a moment to come back here, be where you're at. We're getting this total body stretch in, and it's going to feel really nice at the end, if not already. Not here much longer. Make sure that toe hasn't just relaxed to be pushing forward. We still want to pull it back. Back of the leg is where we're feeling this. Last little bit. Good, and then when you're ready, into the hips we go now. So, both feet come together. You want to try and cup those toes with your hands, and then we want to push our knees down with our elbows. If you want to rock your butterfly position, you can rock side to side. If you've got really tight hips, this can help. Otherwise, you can just stay here in more of a static stretch. Again, whatever feels best for you and your body. I like to fold my upper body over a little bit, so feel free to do that versus staying upright. If you've got a bit of a tender lower back, just be really gentle as you come down. So by pushing these knees down with our elbows, we should be getting into those hip flexors at the front there. Just another reminder to relax those shoulders. We don't want to be up here. Let them go. Good. Okay, we're nearly through this lower body section before we flip it around into tabletop. Last little bit here. 5, 4, 3, 2, good job. So you can take your time coming out of that stretch. Maybe you just want to give your feet a little tap on the ground, whatever feels nice for you. And we are going to flip it into tabletop, but no rush to get there. Whatever pace you want to go. Remember, you can always hit pause. This is your mobility session. So we're coming with our hands underneath our shoulders, and then you want to have your knees stacked right underneath your hips here. Top of the feet on the floor, planting into all four corners of the hands. We're just going to go through some cat-cow rotations. So you're going to arch your back, push into those corners of your hands, and then when you're ready, you're going to drop that tailbone and look up to the sky or the roof. Now I'm going to let you go through these at your own pace. You don't have to follow my pace. Just moving with your breath if you can. So really nice stretch for that lower back. And then here in our cat, our upper back. So cow, lower back. Really drop your tailbone, point your belly button to the floor. And then you rotate. Good. 3, 2, 1. Great job. We're going to get into our shoulders now. Fun times. So make sure you've just got some space on either side so that you've got some room to move into. We want to start by positioning our legs. So we're going to go knees wide, toes together, and you're going to take your left hand and place it all the way out to the left side, and then we're going to take our right hand and place our right hand on top of our left. I then want you to sink down, okay? So try to get your chest as low as to the ground as you can. If you can drop your forehead, drop it. I will tell you when we're switching sides so you don't have to keep looking. Just really sink into this. So we should be feeling that all up our right side and then into that right shoulder as well. Keep sinking down, not here much longer. Before we go to the other side, we are going to do one other stretch for that shoulder. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly coming out of there. Your left hand is now going to go as far forward as it can, and your right hand is going to swoop underneath. I want you to try and put weight on that right shoulder if you can. So left hand goes up, right hand swoops under. It's okay if your hips are now a little bit lifted. So you'll notice how my head's on the ground. My right shoulder is completely on the floor. This right arm is relaxed. Left hand is as far forward as possible. So just resetting if you need to. Where we should be mainly feeling this is in that right shoulder. So don't be afraid to put some weight onto it. Not here long. 3, 2, 1. So coming out of that, I'm going to flip over just for the sake of the video so that I have some room to get into that other side. So knees wide, toes together, and then you're going to start with your other hand, whichever hand you haven't done yet, on the bottom, that's my right, and then left on top, and then we sink down. So on this one, you want to think about pushing that butt back and trying to keep it nice and low. On the other one, it can be lifted, but on this one, we want to try and create as much space in that lower back as we can, so we want the butt to be as close to the floor as possible. So take some deep breaths here. I'll tell you when to switch so you can close your eyes, you can sink into it, and I will let you know we're almost through our mobility session. We've done a great job so far, so just this last little bit. Three, 2, 1. Now your right hand is going to go forward, left hand is swooping underneath. We're on our left shoulder now. Right hand is still stretching forward, and those hips can come up so that you can put some weight on that left shoulder. Deep breaths here. Relax your head, relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Good. 3, 2, 1. You're slowly going to come out of that. We're into our chest now, so we're nearly through. You're going to clasp your hands together and just pull them down towards the ground. You can sit on your knees here if you like, or if you prefer to stand for this one, do whatever your body's asking for. Look up to that roof or sky. Pull those shoulders together. Good, releasing that chest, big pull, last little bit. We have one more sequence after this for our neck, and then we've done the whole body. Keep pulling those knuckles towards the floor. 3, 2, 1, release that. And then we're gonna come down to a seated position. So you can cross your legs if that's possible for you. And then from here, we're gonna get into that neck, into our traps. This is our last part. So stay here, stay focused, stay with me. Right hand underneath right butt cheek. Left hand now comes up and over onto your right ear. Gently, please, very gently. We've got tiny little muscles there in our neck. We're trying to pull our left ear towards our left shoulder. So we're sitting on that right hand to create lots of space through that right side. Just taking a few deep breaths here. Last little bit. Still trying to fill your belly with that air. We can easily calm our nervous system through our breath, so those deep breaths in and out. And then gently, when you're ready, you're gonna come out of that. It might feel nice for you to sort of roll that neck out a little bit. Just being really gentle with yourself as we switch sides. So left hand we sit on now, right hand comes up and over onto that left ear. And we pull, so that right ear, we're trying to get it towards the right shoulder. If we get confused with our lefts and rights, don't even worry. Honestly, the main thing is that you're here, you're carving out that time for your mobility. You will get better and better every session. But I kind of like to think of this as that time where we just release any judgment on ourselves. We're really hard on ourselves usually as humans. And so this is your time just to let it be however it is, however it looks, however it feels. Just let it be. You're here, you're doing this. That's literally all that matters. Last little stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly out of that. You might want to take some side to sides, forward and back. And I just want to say I'm so proud of you. 30-minute total body mobility session. I hope your body is feeling better than when it started, and that you just feel really proud of yourself for showing up, for carving out that time. And I really do hope that you feel the perks of this well into your day or well into your week, wherever you're at. And don't forget, you can always come back here for more if you need anything.